Welcome back, powerful manifestors. And every time you see me, you are upgrading your identity because I help people reprogramming their subconscious, also changing their self concept to adapt a new identity. In this video, I am going to share with you that every circumstances and breakdowns, whatever you go through in life in the past 5 years, 2 years, it's all serving you for your highest good and everything is working out for your advantage. So this is a story of a king and his servant whom he put in prison. And this is also why you can realize that everything that is happening in your life is propelling you move forward to your highest timeline. So the king and the servant story. So once upon a time, there was a king where there is a kingdom that he also have a very close servant is basically it's his right hand. So one day the king had sharpened his sword to go into the forest to hunt just for a hobby. But then the king accidentally dropped his sword and cut his two nails. Now mind you, the king has cut his two, one of his two. Then the servant told him basically, my lord, everything is happening for a good reason. Well, that was not the right message or the word that the king is supposed to hear from his best friend or the right hand, right? Even you probably, you will be fuming if somebody's gonna tell you that everything is for your own good and it's happening for your own good, right? So what it does sends the king into anger and ordered his soldiers to put the right hand in jail because he is not in his right frame of mind. Because obviously he just loses two, and then the right hand is just have no telling him that, oh God, like, feel sorry for him, because that's probably everyone else wanted to hear as well, even you watching this, right? The servant is in prison, but the king eventually, later the day, went with his soldier without the right hand to the forest to continue the fun, going to the plan that they're going to hunt. So when the king and the servants or the soldiers and the pack going into the deep forest, the king chasing a deer, and then he lost his track of where all the soldiers going in a different direction, and he's going in a different direction to chasing the deer till the king arrived in a different tribe of people. People didn't know that he is the king, so they don't care who is him or never heard of his kingdom. So they capture the king, and then their kingdom as well have their own rituals and have their own king. So the king on that kingdom who captured the king who entered into the forest ordered that that person who is a captive will be put into preparation to put into a rituals or to offer them to the deities, to their gods. So the king was terrified. The king has thinking that, okay, this is the end. No one can save me now because my soldiers, they lost me. Unless somebody could rescue me, then yeah, I'm dead. So he's just sitting there, terrified, but then of course, he feels like he's helpless. As soon as all the preparation is done, the boiling water and all the hanging thing, and all the goddesses and the gods is being prepared for the ceremony for him, for the captive to be offered, then the highest, the king on that pack, on that tribe, now come out to inspect for the final preparation of the captive to be offered to the deity. Now, mind you, that in this tribe, before they can offer the person to their deities, the person that you're going to offer must have a complete hands, fingernails, and toenails, right? But you have to remember that the king just lost his toenails, okay? So he's not complete. Then when the king have a final check on the captive, the other king in the kingdom, he realized that this person cannot be sacrificed and offered to the deities because the deities would have been angered them because they're offering not a complete human. So what happened? The king was released and spared from being sacrificed to their deities of this tribe who captured him. He was being released and let go back to his kingdom. What did he do? He immediately ran to his best friend and his right hand, ordered the man to release the man that is in prison. And then the king had apologized to him. I am so sorry because I put you into the jail where you said to me everything happens for a good reason. Everything is working out to my advantage. But then I send you to prison. And then the right hand said, my king, you have nothing to apologize. The king was so surprised and say, how did it happen? You were not mad at me? And the servant answered, everything happens for a reason. See, king, you put me into the jail where I must have been with you all the time. So had that time that I was with you and we were both captured, I would have been the sacrifice because I am complete. You see where it's coming now. So everything that it happened for a good reason. Although at that time it seems like a disaster that happened to the tunnels of the king. Also a misfortune to the right hand man to the king because he was in jail. But then he sees this as an opportunity that he was being spared because he would have been slaughtered and offered to the deities of that tribe had he is with the king because he never left the king's side all the time. He's always with the king. So the takeaway of this, whatever you're going through in the life right now, whatever you go through in your situation, in your 3D reality, it's all chaos, it's all problems, it's all anger, it's very chaotic. Can I see atin out of it? Of course you can, because this reality is a simulation and it's a mirror of our identity. And this is why I urge you and I teach my people, my community, to just change your identity. This is my lived experience as well. We are in alignment. I know that you are now in the version of you where you are so ready to change the narratives in your head. I have a blueprint for this. This is an elite blueprint that I've learned from my multi-millionaire mentors that I'm giving you for free trial 7 days. You can go and click the link below and go into my community and claim your 7 days trials and see the blueprint on how you're going to write down your new self concept. Yes, I said write down because this is exactly what the elite do. They journal themselves, they write themselves as a present tense that you are now becoming the version of who you always wanted to be. Change your self concept, change your reality because everything is your own consciousness. How you perceive your own self, it's what you are seeing in the 3D because your reticular activator system would filter you from the reality that you are not prepared for. But if we are in alignment, I know that you are ready. So claim in your new identity. This year, no more settling. You are going to be winning this year and you're going to have that breakthrough moments after breakthrough. Because if you are still watching this video, you are really very serious that this year is your year for your highest timeline, or better yet, to your millionaire's timeline. I love you, and I see you in the next video, or better yet, see you in my millionaire's timeline community.